Well, a lot has happened since 2010 when I first created and filmed field notes. And so much has changed in my own practice from being a really vibrant practice to now next to nothing. And the way that I carried my materials back then and the way that I do so now and the way that I'm looking towards how am I going to become a sketcher again and how I'm going to carry my gear around with me. So I'm just going to go back through some of the kits that I have now, restarted 2023, and talk about how I've been getting my gear around in the past decade or 15 years since first filming Field Notes. Welcome back. Hey guys, it's Juliana Coles. Field Notes restarted 2023, and I am in between working on the ditch today. I got water going, I got hoses to turn, but I just felt like I needed to add to this video journal mobile unit. I don't really have one anymore. I don't really go anywhere. I've really, especially since COVID, I've really become a hermit, and I haven't quite gotten back out there. Also, just everything's kind of slowed down. I used to travel to teach a lot. I don't really do that anymore. So, and my flight attendant, she died. That was really one of my favorite bags. It was so perfect. I don't know, the wheels broke, the zippers broke. So that guy is no longer in service. So I'm just going to go through some of the stuff I have because I've got to really reorganize and re-put together a journal mobile unit suitable for sketching in the field. This one that I have here, one of these old bags, I don't know where you get them, at Cost Plus or something. It's so beautiful, this India. And I really need to sew this back up. But it's fairly strong. It's a canvas bag, and it has these canvas straps. And this is really my kit when I go to my figure drawing group. I have a giant drawing board and paper. So this is mainly what I would have in here. Of course, I've got my wet wipes, my can of brushes. And these are things that I really take over when I go there. I use a big easel, and I take up a lot of the table, and I put my stuff there. And I've got scissors, I've got brushes of all different sizes and lengths, because sometimes I have to get farther back. I usually have this ruler here, mainly as a cutting, tearing paper. Sometimes I do some collage there. So in here I have a magazine, and this is just my gluing surface. Like I would put my image here, glue it, and then once I get glue on here, tear it off. So it's just a gluing surface. And I usually have a envelope, a folder in here with my stencils. I really like to use my stencils at my drawing group, but they're not in here right now. My apron, and the apron that you guys saw was my favorite. It was like Disneyland Pirates of the Caribbean, really cute. Now it's so dirty you can't even see it. But so I have a different one, still a skull. Gotta have my skull, my apron. My masking tape, always gotta have that. I have a mask in case I'm not feeling comfortable. And then I have a bunch of paints. Let's see, so I've got a little kind of box here that I keep my paints in, and then some extra things. These in here, I told you I like drawing with crayons, which I don't like doing in my sketchbook. I would like something finer. And these are soy-based crayons for kids. I like them. They're a little smushy, but I have a whole set, so I've got some colors. But I like that feeling, that big kind of crayon feeling in my hand, so that I'm not going to tighten up like writing. That's rendering. Drawing is really, you're using your whole arm and your hand. I've got my glue stick in here. Oh, I had these little things if I wanted to mix paint. I guess they're falling apart. Creamers you get somewhere. I also have, extra clips in there, some bullnose clips in there. So I have now I really like my Nova Color paints, and I order those from Culver City. and they have all different colors, all different sizes. This is a great size. You know, I have all these. I also have this. This is new. This is golden flat, which is really exciting. You know how much I love my little crafty paints, and of course I still have those in here. You know, certain colors of certain paints that I just love. Like I love, and this is almost out. This is a Liquitex cadmium red medium. So when I got the cadmium red from medium from here, I didn't like the color or the consistency as much. So you're just going to test out your colors. You don't need to buy a whole set of anything because you're going to find that you like a couple colors in this brand, a couple colors in this brand. But yeah, I love this new matte paint. You know, sometimes you can get testers. This is a little tester, and I just like that it's convenient and it fits in here. So I didn't have too many paints for my box. It doesn't fit. But in terms of, you know, when I get there and I can set up, this box is easier. It's breaking. I need to add some more to it. And then I have my little gluing cards in here, and I just use those like on here like that. Or even on a painting, if I get too much paint, I can kind of use them to quickly move paint around. I also have a little bit of tape in this, some kind of cool washi tape, and then a little rubber stamp. It says original if I want to stop the bottom. I also have, as always, mostly this stuff is always in here. There's certain things like some of the paints that I sometimes have to take out. And these guys, they kind of get transferred. Okay, I still have it. Can you even believe it? So it needs a rubber band now because it's broken. And typically at my drawing group, and this guy does not go in here, I open it up, I lay it out, and then I have everything on either side, and I can pretty much see through there. And this, I take this everywhere. I would take it to my drawing group. I would bring it home. I work in the house with it. I work at my art desk with it. This is really everything I use. And I try to, you know, have 2 equal containers, but something's always running out, or you know, you can't get stuff. A lot of stuff, it just, they don't even make it anymore. So you're just sort of done. But what happened was I had too much stuff in here, and I often have to go through it and take things out. So I got another one, and I don't know why. I don't like this case as much, but this is just for my Pitt pens. These are the Pitt Biggies, and as far as I know, they stopped making them. But they go in here, and I have some of the skinnier ones, and these are brushes. This is a nice brush. I'll probably show a little bit later. So that's a nice big brush. I think they make them now a little different, where they have a thick brush on one end and a thin on a little. So the Pitt pens makes them in all different kinds of sizes. Like this one is B for brush. And then, you know, there's other ones for fine point. I think everything in here is a brush. That's really what I like the best. Also in here, I have these, you know, sort of, these Copic markers, which are permanent, which I probably wouldn't do in a sketchbook just because they bleed through, but I have used them because there's certain colors in here that I like. Oftentimes if I build up in my sketchbook with either collage or paint, then I can use these without it bleeding through. And I also have a few of these are really nice, these watercolor markers, Winsor and Newton. They're pretty nice. I have a set of those, and that's also, it's like a dual tip. So it's got this little guy, and then, oh, well, it's very similar. So they're both kind of brushes. You know, like in these guys are cool because one side is brush and the other side is chisel, which, you know, chisel's really great for lettering and stuff, or covering big areas. And that's pretty much, when I go to my drawing group, that's all that's in there. This is all I bring with me. And I like this bag like this because I also have to carry my drawing board. So, you know, then I can just walk with that and put this on my shoulder. If I had to carry a tray or carry a bin, it wouldn't work. So I definitely need a shoulder bag for my drawing group. So that's my drawing group mobile unit. Now, when I'm working here in the studio, this guy right here, this bin right here, okay, that's my journal mobile unit. And this always stays right here on my side table. And I have, you know, other areas where I have more paint or have more pens and I have more markers and all the stuff I need. But I pretty much, this is my mainstay. So maybe we'll call this my mainstay journal movement. I can't even say it, journal unit. I take this bin, it's like this in this kit because I go inside. So I like to, here I am in the studio, but I also like to work in the house, like watching a movie or something. So I just bring this whole thing in with me. These two guys, of course, go back and forth. They're part of the, you know, they're part of the drawing group mobile unit. So in here, I have, you know, because I usually work on my pirate journals in the house. So here's my my pirate journal postal rubber stamps. Yeah, pirate post. Okay, so that's in there. You know, my pirate stamps. I've had these since I went to India. You know, these little circly things. I always think I'm going to take them out and use them. I never do. So I've just got a bunch of stamps in here that I really like. I change things out because, but these are my favorite. But I mean, I have tons, you guys. I love my pirate stamps. I'm nuts for them, and I have a lot of, you know, like postal rubber stamps. So I have, you know, stuff in here. I got stuff in here. I got stuff in here. You know, so I love my stamps. I don't really know what to do with them. And then I keep, you know, stuff labeled here. My cutting tools here. I've got more pencils and stuff for my drawing group. I used to take these there. I don't take them anymore. My erasers. You know, I always have to have, you got to have your stamp pads. So I mostly use my StazOn, but this is a new one that I like, mainly because I like this red. They don't really have that red in StazOn. You know, I have a little set of my Peg rubber stamp letters, and I have lots of rubber stamp letters. I mean, they're everywhere. Like, I don't know if you can read that. It says Go West. You know, there's a bunch over there. Those are all sets of letters. So I have a lot that I use, but I pretty much, I don't know, this is my favorite rubber stamp brushes and scissors and things. This guy, I use this a lot. I love him. Yeah, and so then the paints that I would use in the house, and oftentimes if there's paint that I need, I might take my drawing group journal unit with me, because then it has paints that I need. And then over here is like all my tapes, and like all my washi tapes that I love, you know, some pirate stuff, and that goes in there. And then these are my main things, and oftentimes in that in this bag and in the other one for the drawing group, I still have that same pink folder with some collage stuff. But I have so much more collage stuff, you guys. I'm really out of control with it. So I try to just if I'm working like at the drawing group or something, that I just have a few, you know, a few things, a few collage pieces with me, because otherwise, I mean, I'm just so overwhelmed all the time. So that's the mainstay. That's the studio journal mobile unit that also goes into the house. So it's the house mobile unit, like movie watching, pirate journal working. So if I go to my Urban Sketchers group, I usually, especially if we go to Santa Fe or someplace, I'll bring a backpack, you know, something easy to carry. And then in my truck, this is what I always have in my truck. It's on the seat. It's like my friend that sits there. This little pirate bag. And let's see what I keep in here. Okay, mostly, okay. Mostly if I'm out and about, I'm not going sketching. The thing that I do when I go out is I like to read about pirates. So I'm doing my research and my studying, and then I have little notebooks and stuff that I take notes in. More notes about more pirate notes, more pirate books. My folder of timelines. It's my obsession. It's kind of crazy, but I'm so excited about it. So I think that's the good news that, without teaching and all this fun stuff and traveling that I used to do, this keeps me super entertained. Okay, so I know that Johnny Depp is no one's favorite person these days, but I still love my little pirate bags. I had this in that 2010 video you guys saw. So there's a few pens in here, and I try to keep in my in the car some stuff that's maybe nature. So I've got some greens. I guess I have my little scissors here. I didn't know they were in here, but that's good to have in case I need them. Especially in the field, it might be good if you wanted to cut something down, a leaf or something. I don't know, but I have that in there. And this is a little new bag. I don't know who gave this to me. People are always giving me stuff. But this is one of those things that we talked about. Like, in the pouch, you can't find anything. You have to take everything out, to find that. And we'll go through, all the pens and stuff a little bit later. But yeah, I've got my, water brush. And then I have different colors. I have some Tombos in here. I have all different kinds of markers so that I can get a nice brush and also a fine line. But really, I'm just, so right now my sketchbook is in my purse. That's good, as if I were going to draw, in case I want to tell people about my classes or my show while I see them in the car. I guess this is another, what's this? I think this is like toothpaste in here. Yeah, a little toothbrush kit. In case I'm out and about, want to freshen up a little bit. Oh, this is great. So, little mask if I need it. Gloves, depending on what time of year it is. Of course, these guys, the wet wipes, more for my note taking. Yes, I'm more into my pirate thing right now. And then, well, here's all my pens. I go through things every once in a while where I'm like, dang, damn pen shortage. Okay, here they are. So I just pick up pens from the bank, and that's pretty much what I use. Oftentimes, I'm just very heavy-handed. So a brush or a brush marker, I sort of have to use gently. But when I'm drawing, if I was drawing, I would be pushing down on this so hard, you would feel it. So my books are all like Braille because you can feel it. And that's what I like. I like to be able to carve my line, or gouge it. And these are actually, the bank kind of switched up who makes their pens. So these are actually pretty shitty. They used to be my favorite, but now they're not. And that's good. I have a little brush in here just in case. So this is really what I have in the car. Just, it's more my research stuff, but I could carry it in if I needed to. I usually just grab a thing or two and take them in. So what I'm going to have to do now is really figure out what it is I want. Like, what kind of a sketcher do I want to be now? Because it seems like I've had a big break in my practice. You guys saw how I've been working for the last 10, 12 years. And I'd like to maybe try to switch it up a little bit. So I'm going to see and take some time to figure out what materials I think I'm going to need. And then, what kind of bag is going to work for me and be, easy to transport my stuff, kind of a summery style thing that's going to be fun. And I encourage you guys to join your local Urban Sketchers group. Our group is going to Santa Fe next week, so I'm definitely going to want to be ready by them with all my stuff so I can go. Like I said, I usually just had these two in a backpack with my book and was always disappointed because I'd be like, dang, I don't have that color, or I don't have this. So I really want to think about being more prepared. And also, Urban Sketchers, those guys are experts. they know about all the pens, they know about watercolors, they know about the books. So it's really fun to hang out with them and get some ideas. And they're just really a fun group. And I think that's what's been getting me out once a month is my Urban Sketchers group. And so that's really the only drawing that I've been doing. So I'm so psyched you guys are joining me because I'm about to up my own ante on field note sketching.